Hi there, this is Rochelle with eXp Realty, and unfortunately, I'm sure we can all relate to this. We've got a mouse in the house, and what to do? It's been quite a few months, as in quite the few months, and quite a few months, because it all started Christmas morning. So picture this. I have a sinus infection. I have a cold. I do not feel well. I cannot lay down. I'm sleeping in my chair because I cannot sleep in my bed. And all of a sudden, I feel something run up my leg and up my arm, and I jump up and I scream. And then I'm thinking, wait a minute, was that a dream? I swear I felt a mouse crawl up my leg and up my arm. I can sleep through just about anything. I'm a very sound sleeper, but I woke up when I thought I felt a mouse. I told my husband later that day what happened, to which, by the way, he said, "Oh, I thought I heard you screaming, but I just rolled over and went back to sleep." We found mouse trappings. So now we put out traps. These guys right here, those good old-fashioned wooden traps, they're the best thing ever. And what happened? Catch 4 mice in one weekend. And then we catch more and more and more and more. We've had a mouse infestation. What to do when there's a mouse? Some of these mice we caught were little, some were big.
Suffering succotash! Look at the size of that mouse!
Which led us to believe that mom and dad mouse got in the house and then decided to have a family. So we set out traps. We have peanut butter on them for catching mice. We also have what's called Jaws of Life traps that I think are not as effective because we hear one of the Jaws of Life traps go off. My husband Jason finds it. He finds there's no peanut butter. And what happened to the mouse? We don't know. I put peanut butter on a trap. I looked down on the floor one day. There were ants on the peanut butter. So I cleaned up the ants. We put out a new trap, and thankfully, even though there's still peanut butter, we haven't gotten the ants back. It's been quite a time. It's been quite frustrating, but luckily, I thank everybody for giving us tips and for the people that came over to help find the holes and get them all plugged up. And we're hoping that we have all of this under control. And I've talked to other people who have all said, yes, we got a mouse in the house. What should we do? So basically, the key is, are there any holes in your house that they're getting in through? I've had people say that, like where the dryer vent is outside, mice probably got in that way, or if it's like a round area for pipes for the central air unit outside, I probably get in because then the pipe has some cracks around it, some open spots, and mice, they can flatten themselves, they can wiggle through, so it does not take much for them to get in. So the key is get those areas plugged up so that way it prevents mice from getting through. And mice, they chew on things, so they could find like a rotted piece of a window trim or a door trim and chew through that and get in, or leave a door open, they'll come scurrying in. And I've talked to people who said that they get a lot of mice in their garage, so put out traps because those mice could get in when you're walking in. I've heard of people say, well, we moved from this house where we would have a mouse problem. We moved into this new house, and all of a sudden we move in, we still have a mouse problem. And the thought was, maybe there were mice that got into your boxes when moving, So essentially, not only are you and whoever else, the rest of your family moving, you also brought a pet and you didn't know it. Mice are probably a little too smart for their own good, right? Also, when you're looking at a house, especially if it's a house that you're wanting to purchase and the house has been vacant, that's one thing to look at is their mice. You know, look for the little black dots because that's their way of leaving a trail. And also be looking at, you know, where could mice be getting in through little cracks and holes. If you're planning to sell your house, that'd definitely be a good thing to be looking at is how can you keep these little rodents out. Get creative, do whatever you gotta do to get rid of them. If you have to call an exterminator or, you know, rodent control, do it. In case you have a home that is also a home to mice, you know, reach out to me if you have any questions about how to get rid of mice or if you would like to buy or sell. So let me know if you have any questions. Have a great day, everybody.